Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. Rem's kit is finally released and I'm going to discuss it. Please leave a like and a sub and I hope you enjoy the video. So here is Rem and her group is called Amelia's Faction. Her type is Supporter. Her weapon is a machine gun, Demon's Mighty Grip. Her skill is 2 and code is Water. Her skill 1 is called Leave It to Rem and it's a passive. Activates after landing 15 normal attacks in Demon's Breath status, affects self. Attack up 4.22%, stacks up to 30 times and lasts for 10 seconds. Activates when using burst skill, affects all allies. Shared HP recovery for 10 seconds. Looking at the first part of skill 1, since she has 300 ammo by default, if you're able to land all 300 hits, pretty much it's going to activate 20 times. In order to be fully stacked up, you have to wait for another reload, that is until you have like an ammo cube, or if not also another Nikke that provides more ammo up. But once you get fully stacked up, it's going to be pretty much 126.6% attack up for Rem. But please keep in mind that this is really only going to happen whenever her burst actually activates. So before then, unfortunately it won't apply, but as soon as the burst goes off, this will start applying there. And as for the second part of skill 1, as soon as the burst goes off, pretty much all the allies will be healing. So it's going to be very similar to Noise's heal, where pretty much as soon as she bursts, everybody takes a heal every now and then. Rem is going to work exactly the same way. So as soon as she bursts, it's going to go ahead and recover everybody there for 10 seconds, which this will be expanded upon once I go to skill 2 here. Next up is skill 2, Rem the Healer, and it's also a passive. Activates when entering battle, affects self. Recovers 42.24% of attack damage as HP continuously. Activates when entering battle, affects self and 2 rocket launcher wielding ally units with the highest attack. Shares HP recovery continuously. Looking at the first part of skill 2, so as soon as she enters battle, she's going to give herself a healing effect. So pretty much every time she attacks, she's going to go ahead and give herself a recovery right there. And luckily, thanks to her skill 1 providing some attack stacks, this is actually going to provide quite the benefit for her. Also, please keep in mind that she is a supporter. So the supporters don't usually have the best attack, but thanks to the skill 1, that might change. But it is pretty good that at least she gets a heal right as soon as she enters battle. Looking at the second part of skill 2, as soon as she entered battle, she'll also be applying these effects to 2 rocket launcher wielding allies, but pretty much you're also going to share HP recovery continuously as well. But you got to remember, this has an emphasis on rocket launcher allies. Any other allies you have that are not rocket launcher unit, unfortunately, this will not affect them in any way, shape, or form. So in order to actually fully utilize the second part of skill 2, you have to have another rocket launcher unit on the team. Luckily, there actually is plenty of rocket launcher units that are actually pretty good. For example, there's Scarlet, Black Shadow, Tia, Senti, Noise, and all that. There is also A2, Biscuit, Jackal, and also Rapunzel, for example. There are other Nikkes that are rocket launcher units and pretty good. So it's actually going to help them survive even longer. And only that, once we talk about the burst, they're going to get an even better buff thanks to Rem. Lastly, the burst skill, No Mercy from Rem, and it's a 20-second cooldown. Affects self, Demon's Breath, critical rate up 37.8% for 10 seconds. Affects all allies with a rocket launcher, attack up 50.78% of caster's attack for 10 seconds. Max ammo capacity up 5 rounds for 10 seconds. So looking at the first part of skill 1, as soon as the burst activates, then you can finally use the first part of skill 1, where pretty much you're able to stack that attack up to 30 times. On top of stacking all that attack up, you will also be having a crit rate a little over 37% there, which will provide a huge boost to Rem and all of that to the team as well, because on top of having the attack up and the crit rate, yeah, that's going to be doing a lot of damage there. Looking at the second part of the burst skill here, as long as you have some rocket launcher allies on the team, they're going to get a tremendous attack up, and all of that, they also will have max ammo up as well. But please keep in mind, this is only caster's attack, and this is not final attack. So this is only going to take the attack up of the base stat and not any buff that's being applied. But even with that in mind, I mean, given an attack up of 50.78%, that is absolutely wonderful. Since, for example, Scarlet, Black Shadow, and A2, they would be able to use that wonderfully on any team as well. It will also actually help, for example, Tia and Senti, a few other units as well, to give them a little bit more power to help the team. And of course, max ammo, everybody can use max ammo. And rocket launchers, they usually have the lowest ammo count in the game. So having this max ammo up for them, you know, even before cubes and before overloaded gear slots, yeah, this is going to be help tremendously. So it's pretty much going to be an extra benefit for those units. Now for my final thoughts. Her kit is pretty interesting, seeing how she's the first Nikke who actually heals by attacking. Most of the other Nikkes in the game are you pretty much have to, for example, Emma, she has to take damage in order to heal the units. Or if not, for example, also Soda, if she shoots a certain number of times, she'll go ahead and apply a buff there. Or if not, there are other units that go ahead and just pretty much activate a skill and then they heal. For example, Pepper with the last shot mechanic. Or if not, Summer Mary, you know, with her burst skill, healing everybody as well. But luckily, a lot of her kit here actually helps her with that damage. With the skill one there, be able to stack attack up to 30 times. Not only that, also the Demon's Breath giving her a massive crit rate as well. So that way she can always leave her allies topped up. If you do happen to have some rocket launcher units, for example, you know, Scarlet, Black Shadow, and if not A2 or not, Scarlet, Black Shadow, A2, Senti, Noise, you know, there's a lot of good rocket launcher units. I mean, they're going to get some extra buffs, especially if they're an attacker rocket launcher, they're going to be even better than before. But also you do have to keep in mind too, since she is a burst 2 Nikke, there are other really good burst 2 Nikkes that, for example, for Scarlet, Black Shadow that they're paired up with. It would be like the bunnies, would be Blanc there, or if not, also the schoolgirls, so Naga as well. In terms of the attack up, I mean, she gives even more attack up than Naga does. Naga only does about 31% there. And in terms of Blanc, she doesn't really give that much attack up. But you also got to keep in mind, for both Naga and Blanc, they also provide more stuff besides attack up. Like, for example, Naga, she also increases damage dealt when attacking core. And for Blanc, she also increases the damage taken for the Raptures as well. So it's really hard to say if it's really worth it to put Rem over one of them. Basically, both duos provide such a benefit to the team, especially for Scarlet, Black Shadow, A2, and a lot of the other units as well. Even then, looking at her kit, I mean, she has a pretty solid kit here. I do not know if it's actually going to be worth it to replace Rem for one of those units. I mean, we're still going to have to do a bunch of testing and only time will tell until we could actually say, hey, you know, Rem is worth it to replace one of those units, or maybe put a Scarlet, Black Shadow with Rem on a different team, you know, a possibility for Union Raid and Solo Raid. But of course, more testing has to be done before I could fully say that, hey, that is the best decision. And if you should pull for this unit or not, that's going to be entirely up to you. Right now, how I'm looking at the kit, it's a pretty solid kit. But just like how I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of good Burst 2 units in the game. And in order to go ahead and replace one of those other Burst 2 units with Rem is a pretty large call right there. So if you're on the fence, I would highly recommend you go ahead and wait until like I or other people do testing in order to fully realize her value. Yeah, her kit is not that bad. I mean, it provides a lot of benefit to rocket launcher units. Not only that, it provides a lot of healing to the team, which always having heals is always wonderful, especially for a lot of the Union Raid and Solo Raids that's been going on, especially for example, Stormbringer. Yeah, we needed a lot of heals, and I think that would have helped that Solo Raid if we actually had Rem at that time. But of course, only time will tell, and I can't wait to actually use this unit and see how she plays out. And just like I already said, her kit is not that bad. But in order to say, hey, you know, we should actually replace Blanc or Noir with Rem, yeah, I'm going to have to actually wait and find out there. But it's going to be up to you if you want to go ahead and pull, but I would probably recommend if you're still on the fence. That way you can save your resources, and not only that, this event lasts for a good while, so you have plenty of time to actually pull in the unit. And yes, that's pretty much it. I was actually worried if she would actually have enough attack power to actually realize her heals. And luckily, they actually did give quite a bit of buffs to Rem, you know, besides the large crit rate up. And only that, the attack up as well with the stacks. And also the stacking attack up. Luckily, that's able to provide healing to the team, no problem. And then once you have some rocket launcher units on the team, she's going to give even more buffs to them, which will help the team out tremendously. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the video. The collab is coming very soon, just in about a few days. And hopefully you guys are excited about this unit and also the other stuff that's coming with the event as well. All right, I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you on the next video.